J Coffee. This is my PvP video where I show you guys my strategy. Now, it is quite the rare. I will not lie. It's gonna be well over 10 minutes now. I am going to recommend that if you don't want to sit through that whole 15 minutes, you head over to my equipment build part, where you just look at my equipment very briefly, and then I take you straight over to the demonstration. It will take you, I'm going to say 30 seconds to watch that part of the video to get the very brief explanation of my strategy before the demonstration. So I do highly recommend you just look at that little section right here, click that little annotation right there, or look in the description for the time to skip to. But head over there right now. If you're interested in watching the whole video, stick around. My voice is quite pleasant to listen to. Alright, so Claudius and his skills. I'll start off with the most important skill, which is, in my opinion, skill 2. So, this is the reason why Claude is such a tank. Using this skill properly will grant you 40% damage resist. It's exactly how it sounds. So, it basically doubles your defense, almost anyway. The way this works isn't just by activating it, no. That would be too easy and too overpowered. The way it works is you have to combine it with your first skill. Now, notice that I just activated my first skill and I've become all sparkly with shield swirling around me. In lower graphics it'll just be sparkly, no shields. So if I have this thing called damage deflect active, which is what's active at the moment, I firstly will deflect damage because of the skill 1, but if I tie it in with skill 2, I will get the 40% damage resist to physical attacks only, not magical attacks. Now, skill 1 is a 2-parter, so if you use it a second time, you activate shield burn. Anyone touching that ring around me will lose a bit of health over time, depending on how long they stand in it. So if you activate skill 2 now, I will get the 40% damage resist to magical attacks, which is quite impressive if you ask me. As for his third skill is called Taunt. I'm sure you guys have been taunted before. It is rather annoying. So when you activate it, it firstly deals a ton of damage. For me at the moment, I can deal close to 1,000,000 damage. Also consider that my equipment isn't for damage, so it's mainly for defense, so 1,000,000 is a lot for me. So Taunt, if it hits someone, firstly it deals the damage, but what happens for the next 3 seconds, 3 to 4, 5 seconds, I can't quite tell because I've never really been taunted as I'm the taunter. It only allows your enemy to just main attack you at a half the speed, and it makes it so they can't move anywhere but toward you, so there's no running away once you've hit them with your taunt. So that is these 3 skills in a nutshell. His main attack is also quite fast, so parry breaking capabilities are quite impressive as well, which is partly the reason why I chose him. Also to note, with my equipment build, I have made it so that my skill cooldown for my skill 2 is quite high, meaning once I get all my refinement levels up, I will have roughly a 3-second cooldown, allowing me to constantly have a the 40% damage resist. Additionally, with the skill 2, you get a nice little speed boost. So with the speed boost and the cooldown, you'll pretty much, have Knight's rare skill in which you move faster at all times, which would be quite helpful against someone like Crits who's using Knight, or a striker like Messier. Now, time to talk about my equipment. Now, the idea behind my equipment build is that I try to keep defensive as possible whilst getting a good cooldown time on both my skill 3 and my skill 2. So here it is. Now, for the people that aren't interested behind the reasoning of my equipment and my pets, just watch the next 20 seconds of this video before skipping to the demonstration, which I will leave an annotation on the screen for that. Now, here's the equipment. Take my word for it if you're not interested. And note the pets. Before you move on to the next part of the video, note that a huge part of my strategy is to keep Team 1 alive, so build them up only the slightest bit. As for your Team 2, they're only throwaway pets. Use their rare skills, let them die. Don't waste your refinement stones on them. Alright, now for those people who want to hear me actually rant, let's start with the equipment. Now, helmet, 20% crit reduction. Damage reduction, rather. No brainer. Legends braces. Only braces that provide any sort of defensive capabilities. Additionally, the skill 2 cooldown is quite amazing. The Legends Blade. Now you might think Warlord's Blade's better, because I get the set bonus of 30% crit reduction. But actually, the poison is actually a big help, considering you deal no damage at all. And the poison will continually do damage to them over time. Now, this will serve to be your most, your biggest damage output. So, considering you use your main attack most of the time, you're pretty much going to have your enemy poison all the time. Additionally, the poison actually counts towards your siphon, so you're constantly healing while they're constantly dying. It's great. I love the Legends Blade. Never switching to the Warlord's Axe. As for the Legends Boots, I wouldn't say a no-brainer. As for the Ares boots, have quite nice crit reduction, but the refinement level 7 and 8 on the Legends boots is quite essential to this whole equipment set and strategy. So the damage reduction, key, absolute key. 24%, that's a quarter of the damage they do out of here. Skill 3 cooldown, that's also a no-brainer. Taunt, it's at about 20 seconds by default, so this brings it down to about 15 or something. I don't know. I think it's actually 18 and it brings it down to 15, 14 or something. Plus my necklace, which gives you 10% cooldown on skill 3. Take that back, it's actually my ring. That brings it down to 14 seconds cooldown time for the taunt. Now the ring and the Warlord's necklace are a no-brainer as well. They serve to be huge in terms of crit reduction. I mean, the ring provides 72 crit reduction and the Warlord's necklace provides 96 plus the crit resist of 36. So you are going to be an absolute tank once you get these little suckers up. For your pets, I don't recommend building them up too much. Your team 1, because you want them to stay alive as much as you can, build them up the slightest bit. Don't waste your refinement stones, don't waste your money on them, just keep them the way they are. As for your team 2, make it so they don't get one-shotted, because you want to dish out those rare skills as quick as possible, but they can die in one shot, so just get them to fortification 85 if you don't have the money for it. I don't have the money for it, I'm not spending diamonds and money, screw that. And yeah, just make sure they don't get one shot killed. So yeah, moving on to the demonstration. Alright, so this is going to be the demonstration part of the video. I'm learning to use the controller. I have just hooked it up and I am using my friend to demonstrate my little strategy. So forgive me if I misclick anything or press any wrong buttons, but here we go. So first I'm going to use my first skill, wait for him to come to me. As he gets close, I'm going to make sure my pets are alive by speeding away toward him and using my taunt ASAP. Uh-oh. So I've kept my pet 1 and 2 alive, which is great, and as you can see, I've pretty much parry broken them already. So I'm going to whip in my taunt again, and yeah, so this guy is, as you can see, Diamond VIP, and I've beaten him flawlessly, as well as that he's got 7k more might than me. But the level difference is severe, and he isn't normally a Boric user. I've actually kindly asked him to not use Claudius for this demonstration for the sake of video purposes. But yeah, that was it in a nutshell. I might actually head over to a proper PvP match and show you guys a real demonstration in just a moment. So I apologise in advance, guys. This PvP demonstration isn't actually up to date. I use a different PvP strategy, and as you can see, I am level 54 again, not 56 like you can see in the rest of the video. As well as this, I don't have my guild tag on to further prove that this is an old video. This is from 3 days ago when I last attempted to record, but I got sick. But I didn't have time to find a PvP match, that's why I'm using this. One thing to note before you start listening into the commentary, I do use a different strategy, and that is I don't prioritize on keeping my team 1 alive. But it didn't matter in this PvP instance. But aside from that, guys, as long as you know to keep your team 1 alive so you can use it later on the battle, everything in this demonstration is quite helpful. So please enjoy, everyone. Yeah, I will get to my outro later on. I'm going to use Batchish's skill, so he's further trapped, and then I'm going to use Jackie to parry break him. Now once he's parry broken, I already have the upper hand. My pets are still alive because my taunt, he wasn't able to kill my pets, and I'm still doing damage to him. Now I'm going to put on my shield burn real quick to do further damage, and then flick back to my damage deflect to get that extra protection against physical enemies. Now, the thing he's not aware of is he might think he has a chance, but once he does a little bit of damage to me, I'm just going to switch to my Borix Rare skill, and I'm going to heal all the way back up again. It is no problem at all. Another benefit of my second skill is that I get a constant speed boost, so for any that run away, I can just constantly speed around the map. No problem at all. You're probably hearing my button mashing. It's because I'm using my PC to do this, actually. I use this application called Nox instead of BlueStacks now. Its frame rates are a lot smoother in my opinion. You're going to notice the lag. It's unfortunately not my internet, but rather the servers. So, yeah, there's the taunt, in effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't work 100% of the time where they can't run away. So, I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I'm just blaming it all down to the servers. Anyway, as you can see my health, I'm going to quickly flick out my Boric and watch my health just go straight back up. So, this is... yeah, this is pretty bad for her now. Another great thing about his first skill is that the shield burn area of effect increases with the Boric skill, which is quite nice if you ask me. Now this guy's done. Yeah, there's my strategy. Look, we were pretty close in terms of might, yet I flawlessly, well, close to flawlessly beat that person. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope at least one of you taken this strategy. You know, I could have just kept this for myself and made sure nobody knew what I did, but in all honesty, I don't think anyone can actually battle against this unless they're, you know, the Boric stun's the only thing that's going to really screw me over. So I hope you enjoy, guys. My voice is better. I'm not sick anymore, so I'm feeling all happy and enthusiastic again. I apologize for the slow video uploading. This is Jay Coffee, and please enjoy my over-energetic outro.